Hi friends, this is Sarah from the Green Maya Project, and today I want to talk about climate change. It's something that all of us are being affected by or will be affected by in the near future. We can't escape it. So here in Yucátan Peninsula, we just went through Hurricane Delta, or Hurricane Delta just went through the Yucatan Peninsula. And thankfully, there wasn't too much death or destruction. There was some accidents, some weird things that happened, but it wasn't the destruction that we were expecting with a hurricane, Category 4 hurricane crashing into the peninsula. But what we are getting is the aftermath. Yesterday I went out to look at this piece of land that I'm trying to buy to build the Green Maya Project Learning Center so that we can learn all about environmental changes and the things that we need to fix to get us out of this problem. Anyways, I went to the land to see how the flooding is, because I know that area is prone to flooding. And the land was okay. I made it to the land. The land was fine. However, the road to the land was a lake. The water was up to my windows. I could literally reach out the window and touch the water. It was really scary. There was a couple of people on boats to make it, I guess, to their homes, right? Because the water was all the way up, flooding their homes. So the people that have or that live at poverty, they don't have the money to build homes on foundations or platforms to avoid this water. So they're just dealing with it. And the way they're dealing with it is they got a boat. So it's super scary. This is not going to stop. If we continue to put carbon and greenhouse gases into the air, too much of it, that nature can't process it. And that is why our planet is heating up. The glaciers are melting, and it's exposing us to bacteria and viruses that we've never heard of or experienced. And if we think COVID is bad, think about something that's coming from the ice ages. Who the fuck knows what we're really dealing with? Like, I don't want to take that risk. Do you? We're experiencing superstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, wildfires, flooding, mudslides, drought, and famine. Famine already exists in some countries. But no worries, it's coming to a first world near you. We're going to go into the grocery store and there's going to be empty shelves. There's not going to be food available because the farms are wiped out. The farms are flooded. The farms have been burnt down. We don't have the natural resources to keep going the way that we're going. It's also not a time to be fearful and stick our head in the sand and wait to wake up from this nightmare. Because I'm sorry, friends, it's not a nightmare. This is real life. We're dealing with this. We have to deal with this. And right now we have an opportunity to turn this Titanic around before the last iceberg melts and we're all underwater. The time to act is today. You know, they've installed a clock in New York City that started with 7 years. And that 7 years signifies the time that we have before the planet hits a temperature or a point of no return. We don't know what happens when we get to 450 parts per million of carbon into our atmosphere. We've never experienced it. There's no records documenting what happened or what's going to happen. And that's why this week's blog, I'm talking about climate change and how we can stop climate change. Is it possible to stop climate change? Or at least halt it until we can figure out what the next steps will be. So please read the blog post, share it, comment. Let's start the conversation. In it, I'll share a couple of tips on how we can and be a part of this movement and how we can make some change in our own lives that will benefit the planet and everyone else's lives. So definitely go check that out. Until then, have a beautiful day. I'm going to go smoke a little weed so that I can come to some sort of mental equilibrium and not freak out about what we're up against. And I suggest that you do the same, because it's possible. It's possible to turn this Titanic around. It really is possible. We have the resources, we have the technology, we have the innovation and the smart people to stop this madness.